Hold up.
EVOS roar, say it now because they're gonna need your energy for this final game.
Another fun fact coming in, and of course, this is the first time that we are looking at a team actually successfully coming out of the lower bracket to hit in towards the grand finals. And of course, there's only one time, and the other time was MXL going on against EVOS.
Oh, the irony and the history of it all, absolutely beautiful here. Thank you for the fun facts. Now, EVOS, they gotta really think about what they're doing here because they can't afford to make mistakes. And RRQ Hoshi, yes, they also can't afford to make mistakes, but their composition is gonna be heavily dependent on snagging up those early picks to kind of set the pace for the game. So once Selena hits level 2, you know that river line is going to be an absolute minefield.
Yeah, and I'm already looking at how RRQ is already soaking so much gold and EXP already. They're looking to actually blast things up. They have very small lead, but now members of EVOS are looking to catch on towards that first blood.
Wait a minute, they didn't give... Oh, it looks like they didn't give Rexy the blue buff this time, so he has to be very conservative of his mana here. But Vin, he takes away the red buff. Juan is forced to back away. They're going to use Luminaire to secure this kill here. But R7 is trying to pick him up. Oh, the maximum impact from the middle lane. Sin did not miss when it mattered. They sacrificed 2 members to ensure that Juan is put behind.
What a way to actually start off this final match of the day. And he did not miss. He doesn't really have a perfect line of sight to begin with. But man, that is literally the maximum charge. Like, it was just right at the tip.
Yep, and Rekt now under a lot of pressure here. He has to move away. The flame shot coming in from Luminaire to buy a little bit of space into Sin with a bit of a knockback, but don't worry about it. Looks like Rekt is going to be A-OK. Bottom lane is going to have full control, is going to go over to RRQ. Turtle is not coming up anytime soon, but again, we are talking about a Selena. She wants to look for these picks. Luminaire can't afford to get hit by a single arrow.
Yeah, and of course, they really have to watch out for those arrows coming in from RRQ. But Pokebin getting pulled all the way back, so at least like you are forcing Vin to actually back away at the very least. But here comes Rex. They're looking for an entry point. Oh, that's a big flip. Juan's gonna be solo killed by R7.
Oh, they've got to be so upset with that. Juan is so far behind now. He missed out his red buff. He gets solo killed by a Jawhead. His team needs to work together here because now that Juan is gone, Sicilian is going to be the only other person who has an opportunity to actually deal damage. But it looks like they're not even going to try and contest this turtle here. Things are not looking good for the side of EVOS.
Yeah, Goldie's going to extend for RRQ Hoshi, and they are just doing everything pretty much correct. Like, that first minute setup was gold. Like, that really pulled them so much advantage. And now our EVOS don't really have much response over the top side as well, but it's going to be one kill head over on towards RRQ again, making it a 3-2.
Yep, they're putting in a lot of... Oh, the Abyssal Arrow lands, and now Juan is in a lot of trouble, forced to flick around again, and this time they secure everybody! They push them under the turret! RRQ with a hunger never seen before, want to put EVOS in the dirt!
And we are looking at RRQ, the kings of kings. I told you about their dominance in the blue side, and now Bajan can only retreat, and they will be able to secure the mid lane turret in time, but they are actually taking precautious steps. Lemon over the top. They are on the back foot, 3K in less than 5 minutes.
This is not looking good for EVOS at all. This is such a huge deficit considering how these games have been going so far. Now, Bajan, he's going to take a little bit of damage from Sin. Unfortunately, the red buff isn't going to be enough to secure that kill there. That's a little unfortunate. The wall came up, but LJ just ended up on the wrong side of it. Just a little bit of miscalculation, but that's absolutely fine. Glorious Pathway has already been popped. They want, sort of popped, maybe popped.
Well,
that was a visual bug, wasn't it?
Looks a little bit awkward, but do they really need that pathway to begin with? Like, the turret was already low enough for Kimmy to actually take it down. So here comes the Scythe being bought there by Vin. already 3-1, so it's pretty much a comfortable state for RRQ members. So where do they look for goal? EVOS Legends, they don't really have the most powerful of composition to burst people down at this point.
And you can already see that the level disparity is becoming evident here. 5k goal lead in favor of RRQ, and we know what happens when RRQ gets a goal lead. You don't get to breathe. You don't get to go into your own jungle. They're just gatekeeping them from touching any of the buffs. No Lethal Wanderers have been achieved by EVOS from this point on into the game. The river is absolutely dangerous. Blue buff, they can't even touch it. LJ, he gets the initial stun onto Luminaire and absorbs an entire Rhapsody there just to make sure they can secure that blue buff. And Sin, he's having the time of his life. He's getting all the space he needs.
Yeah, and I'm looking at how they are just easily securing every single one of all these leads. And the scary part is they can't easily just walk through members of EVOS right now. Like, look at LJ. He's not phased by all these 4 members, and they are looking for a dive.
Yeah, and great disengage coming in for the side of EVOS here. They push LJ away, they clear the waves, but they will be losing this mid-tier 2 for now. Wrecked on the other side, looking for an option. Lemon here to clear things up. And, you know, funny enough, we were talking with Faraz just now about, hey, Lemon feels kind of awkward on these like Terizla picks, and all of a sudden he's on Esmeralda, and they're smurfing a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, now he's definitely looking back on shape. So, of course, when life gives you Lemon, you might be making a champion out of it.
Yeah, like, oh boy. Oh, Wrecked, he's in so much trouble. He's going to clear the wave. He wants. He's willing to sacrifice himself here, and he's going to hop right over the wall the moment he's cleared these last 2 waves. He's playing with fire here. He can't take any more damage. The shield, he develops a shield for himself. He quickly regenerates as quickly as possible. He needs to click the emblem before he goes out, but the slow is a little too much coming in from Sin. I don't know if he has the Ice Queen's wand. Oh, he just purchased it. He just purchased the glowing wand, but the red buff, so useful.
Yeah, of course, we're looking at him risking his life just to buy time for EVOS Legends, but I'm not sure. They can't get a single tower out of this. I can't believe it. Like, this is definitely one of that sort of a finals where it has been the cleaner final games that we have ever seen.
Yeah, and look at Bajan, he has to buy the Oracle. He just doesn't have a choice because the amount of damage coming up, especially magic damage from the side of RRQ, is insane. And look at the build coming in from Kimmy. He didn't want to go for a Blade of Despair or into the Blade of Despair into the Ice Queen's wand. Oh wait, hold up here. The backline's in a lot of trouble. One, he's getting caught off more times than he should. He got chunked out for literally all his life there. He only has 10% left, and yeah, coming back to what Kimmy built, that Genius wand literally is genius because they know that that EVOS will optimize their items to have more magic resist.
Yeah, and now I'm looking at RRQ here, of course. They got every single thing inside of that inventory. Oh, that big blast over the side of Rexy will force him back to base, but R7 here, they're catching him off, but, you know, there's no problem dealing with the wreck right there as he's only trying to push, but how long can he keep this up for?
No, this is just not good. EVOS like, even if EVOS were to maintain, right, RRQ is most likely going to go pick up Lord for themselves. Ooh, the Abyssal Arrow doesn't land yet since not in range. Rekt is still trying to dodge it, but the moment he gets touched by it, the stun, and now Rekt is going to go down, back into the gray.
Yeah, now of course, with those timers being up and members of EVOS are just looking to watch as it slowly gets further and further away from grass. That's going to be a Necklace of Endurance being purchased by Luminaire. But you're looking at John here, trying to actually force some members of RQ's attention aside, and here comes EVOS. Should be able to actually defend this one. But look at this. 70 more seconds before the load, but here is another fun fact for you. For the first time ever when they met, RQ Lemon is the only player that has played in the El Clasico since Season 2.
Oh, man. I mean, I kind of feel like this is well-deserved. If RRQ wins it right here, right now, this game really is a statement that EVOS has to bump up their game at another time, because RRQ are playing at another level here as EVOS are slowly losing their grasp over this game. A 10k goal lead, especially in a pro setting, just means inevitable death.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of inevitable death, and it might just be an inevitable victory run for the side of RRQ Hoshi. If EVOS does not put a full stop on that Lord, there's only so much time that they can actually pull off on that build. And, you know, they've been relying on Rex so much throughout this entirety of the series. And it is now looking like it might just come to a closure real soon.
Yeah, I feel like RRQ in this particular position against EVOS, they're setting up the waves very, very nicely. They're just holding it, making sure they all collapse at the same time. But if EVOS have any chance of winning this game, the only way they win is if RRQ really mess up here.
Oh, here comes a maximum charge. Of course, they are going in for a little dive, as that will be the Lord slowly marching forward. But Esmeralda starts right in, looks for Sicilian, and oh, this one erupts as they break open the mid lane. But here comes Luminate, gets popped up and deleted. Mega kill going in as we see Pachao. The next one to full double kill going for the Kimmy, and one will be slain.
It's over!
It's a maniac, and here